Hi, welcome to Class 8 Geography, Resources and Development. Chapter 1 Resources. So, what is the meaning of resources? Anything that can be used to satisfy a need is a resource. So, this sentence over here speaks a lot about this chapter. There are almost unlimited examples on this planet Earth that can be covered behind this sentence. Let's go through some basic examples. The water you drink for thirsty, that's a resource. Water is a resource. And then electricity that we use in a house, it is a resource. And again, the way we use transportation, rickshaw, to get home from school or anywhere, that is again a resource. So this is all that we are going to study in this chapter. Water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetable and textbook have something in common. We know that they all are separate things, but what is it that is common in between all of this? So they are nothing but utility, which means we use them. We don't just keep it with ourselves, we use them. Now, how you use it, that's a whole different thing. What we are concerned about it is that we use these things. We don't just keep it in stock. Therefore, utility or usability is what makes an object or a substance a resource. I hope this line is absolutely clear. Now, the best question you can ask in this chapter is, how does something become a resource? What it means is, for example, if I give you electricity and you don't know how to use it, then how do you turn that into a resource? You go to school and colleges to learn, and you learn something. But if you are not told how to apply that knowledge, then how do you make that knowledge a resource? That is a big question. So to answer that question, always remember, things become resource only when they have a value. And believe it or not, all resources have some value. Because if you're paying for your education, there is absolutely a value associated in that knowledge. Otherwise, the teachers or the college wouldn't have rolled out that kind of syllabus or curriculum to be studied. If a certain amount of energy, money, or any kind of other effort has been put into something, then it automatically becomes something of value, because you don't want to waste time behind something which is not of any value. Therefore, value means worth. Now, as we said, all resources have some value, but some resources have economic value and some do not. The meaning of economic value is if it is useful to a country's economy, GDP. Because if you're not productive and not part of that big chain of making and circulating money, then you are not adding any economic value to the country. So when you work, you pay taxes. You use that money to buy things and feed yourself. So all the money that is going out from your salary, that is adding to the economic value of the country. And on the other hand, if you're not working, if you're unemployed, then you cannot earn money, you cannot spend money. Therefore, you are not of any economic value. So this was a high-end example from myself. Let's take a little smaller example. For example, metals may have an economic value, but beautiful landscape may not. So metals, iron, aluminium, nickel, they have economic value. You don't get it for free. And the reason you don't get it for free is because you use these metals to make important things like machinery, like buildings, like pillars, cars, household stuff. And on the other hand, when you go out to see a beautiful mountain or a landscape, you don't pay money for it. Of course, you do pay a little bit for the ticket or any entry fee, but that's a different thing. Most of the places you don't pay anything. You just go and enjoy the beauty of the landscape. So in doing so, that's not of economic value. But if you see, both the metal as well as the landscape, they both are important and satisfy to human needs. Now there are some resources that can become economically valuable with time. What does it mean? I'll give you a very simple example. I am teaching you guys this chapter through internet, through this free video platform on YouTube. But if I go to school and apply a position as a teacher, then I would also get to teach some kids. In return, I would get paid. So here right now, I'm not getting paid. But if I do the same thing in school, I'll get paid as a salary. Therefore, some resources can become economically valuable with time. Another good example is if your grandmother says, "Eat this. This will help you in getting rid of your cold." Now you will not go and question her about the scientific logic behind it, because it's a home remedy which has been done from years and years. But if you patent it or register it as a medical procedure or make a tablet out of it, they can become economically valuable because you're going to sell them. Time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources. To see any kind of a change, you need time, and technology is nothing but the way which helps you in getting that change. For example, machinery, computer, gadgets, etc. So if you see, most of the things around us, they've been discovered or invented many years back. And over the years, we have studied the same discovery and invention and have modernized it. So if you see, hydroelectricity is a technology which turns the flow of water into electrical energy. So it is an important resource.